Hey Arise family, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I am going to be bringing you a teaching from Joshua 9, and through this teaching I'm also going to be delivering a prophetic word that is an end time word for you guys. More concerning this word is available on the back page, the community. So the Lord first started this all out with a dream, and more about that dream is shared in the community and a breakdown of it. But today I'm here to give you the teaching, and through the teaching I will also deliver to you the prophetic word. If you're interested in the community, just go to the front page of this ministry. Right next to subscribe is the join button. Go ahead and click on it and join the community. More videos about the breakdowns of messages and how they come about is given in the community. So if you're a prophetic person or you're just nosy, those things are available in the back office, I call it. All right. So today the Lord began first starting with me going back to like 7th grade. Yeah. Okay. And 7th grade science to be exact. All right. And he started talking to me about this caterpillar and ant situation. And I began watching this video about this caterpillar that tricks an ant colony into believing it's one of its own. Because the caterpillar loves the way the larva tastes from the ant colony, which is pretty much their babies. Their babies being formed. The caterpillar likes the way that it tastes. It tastes like sweet honey to the caterpillar, right? And so the caterpillar wants some of that, so it disguises itself. And it begins to sound like the queen ant, and it takes on the smell of the queen ant. And all the ants welcome the caterpillar into the colony. Come on in. And it proceeds to consume all of the larvae, which is their babies. Okay? And the same thing happens pretty much here with Gideon, and that's what I want to go through with you today. So we're going to be Gibeon, all right? We're going to be talking about the deception of Gibeon, all right? And that's in Joshua 9. I urge you to grab your Bible and follow along. I'm reading from the Christian Standard Version. Also, a Bible study is available for this teaching on Kandi, Nicole, Arise.com underneath Bible studies. So it says, when all the kings heard about Jericho and Ai, those who were west of the Jordan, in the hill country, in the Judean foothills, and all along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea towards Lebanon, the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, they formed an undefined alliance to fight against Joshua and Israel. When the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and Ai, they acted deceptively. So I want to stop just right there and break something down to you, all right? What basically happens is the enemies of his enemies, they become frenemies, all right? Just so that they can form an alliance against him, because they know that the Lord stands with Joshua, and they know that the Lord is with the Israelites and the promise that was made to them. They know that they're coming for their land. So they decide to come together. All the Hittites, I call them, all right? Hivites, Amorites, Canaanites, all the Hittites, they come together and they form a coalition against their unified enemy, which is Joshua and the Israelites. But there's a group that decide they're not going to join. They're going to do something a little different, and they're going to act deceptively, all right? So it says, they gathered provisions and took worn out sacks on their donkeys and old wineskins cracked and mended. They wore old patched sandals on their feet and thread-bared clothing on their bodies. Their entire provision of bread was dry and crumbling. They went to Joshua in the camp at Gilgal and said to him and the men of Israel, we have come from a distant land. Please make a treaty with us. So they're being deceptive. They basically disguise themselves. They put old worn out wine skins. They wear clothes that's tattered and fallen apart on their bodies, And they come with bread that is crumbly. And we're going to see what they say about all of these provisions that they first had. They're saying basically they first looked real good, all right? But now they're looking raggedy because they've been on such a long journey, right? So they come to Joshua and the men, and they say that they come from this distant land. The men of Israel replied to the Hivites, "Perhaps you live among us. How can we make a treaty with you?" See, they're aware that the Lord has told them not to make treaties with any foreign people, that they must not make any treaties with anyone, period, without first bringing that to the Lord. And so they ask, how do we know? How are we to be sure that you are who you say that you are? They said to Joshua, "Well, we are your servants." Then Joshua asked them, "Who are you and where do you come from?" They replied to him, "Your servants have come from far away land because of the reputation of the Lord your God. For we have heard of his fame and all that he did in Egypt and all that he did to the 2 Amorite kings beyond the Jordan, King Shodan of Heshbon and King Og of Bashan, who was in Ashtaroth. So our elders and all the inhabitants of our land told us, 'Take provisions with you for the journey. Go and meet them and say, we are your servants. Please make a treaty with us. This bread of ours was warm when we took it from our houses as food on the day we left to come to you. But see how dry and crumbly it is? These wineskins were new when we filled them, but see, they are cracked. And these clothes and sandals of ours are worn out from the extremely long journey.' Then the men of Israel took some of their provisions, but did not seek the Lord's decision. So Joshua established peace with them and made a treaty to let them live. And the leaders of the community swore an oath to them." Joshua messed up, y'all. All right. The Lord told Joshua not to just accept treaties and make treaties with foreign people, to bring everything back to his feet. But Joshua was led by his own eyes, all right, instead of being led by the eyes of God. And here is the prophetic message for you right now. As many of you are walking into a new season, there will be people who will present themselves to you, and they will present themselves a certain way. And the Lord is telling you, before you sign contracts with these people, enter into agreements or agree to do this, that, or the other with these people, you need to bring these people to the feet of God. They may appear one way, but be a whole nother. Like the ant and the caterpillar. The ants are believing that this caterpillar is actually a queen ant because it smells like it moves like it makes a sound like it, but really that caterpillar is there to devour its youth before it's even produced. It is there for deceit, all right? And the same thing is happening here with the people in Gibeon. These Gibeonites are here and they are deceiving the Israelites, all right? Instead of the Israelites bringing everything to God as they were instructed to do, they were led with their eyesight. It seemed right. I mean, the bread is crumbly, the wineskins, they looked so tore up. And mind you, the Gibeonites were very swift with their words. They made sure they made no mention of their last defeats. They just came from defeating Ai, and nothing was mentioned about the defeats that they just did, but rather the ones of the past, as if it took them such a long journey to get to them that they hadn't even heard about what they just done. But that's actually why they were there. They were afraid of them because of what just happened, that big defeat that just happened. And they understood now they're in our land. They're our neighbors. Oh, we need to figure out a way to deceive them, to make a treaty with them. So as you're moving forward, every opportunity, many of you are about to receive many opportunities, new opportunities in a new land. Everything that is presented to you, you need to bring to the foot of God. Do not connect yourself with people, places, things without first bringing it to the foot of God, despite how it just looks to your eyes. The Lord sees what you do not see. All right. So Joshua goes ahead and makes a treaty with these people, and he makes an oath to them, and the oath is based on Jesus, not Jesus, but God at the time, okay? So it's an oath that they make, a pact with the honor of God on it. They can't go against that, all right? So it says in verse 16, 3 days after making the treaty with them, they heard that the Gibeonites were their neighbors, living among them. So the Israelites set out and reached the Gibeonite cities on the third day. Now their cities were Gibeon, Shebai, Baroth, and Kebam. Y'all know. Okay, I murder these names. And the Israelites did not attack them because their leaders of the community had sworn an oath to them by the Lord, the God of Israel. Then the whole community grumbled against the leaders. All the leaders answered them, "We have sworn an oath to them by the Lord, the God of Israel, and now we cannot touch them. This is how we will treat them. We will let them live, so no wrath will fall on us because of the oath we swore to them." They also said, "Let them live." So the Gibeonites became woodcutters and water carriers, the whole community as the leaders had promised them. Joshua summoned the Gibeonites and said to them, "Why did you deceive us by telling us you live far away from us, when in fact you live among us? Therefore you are cursed. You will always be slaves, woodcutters, and water carriers for the house of my God." The Gibeonites answered him, "It was clearly communicated to your servants that the Lord your God had commanded his servants Moses to give you all the land and to destroy the inhabitants of the land before you. We greatly feared for our lives because of you. That is why we did this. Now we are in your hands. Do with us whatever you think is right." This is what Joshua did to them. He rescued them from the Israelites, and they did not kill them. On that day, he made them woodcutters, water carriers, as they are today, for the community and for the Lord's altar at the place he would choose. So, yes, these people were rescued. They were covered because of their deception. But at the same time, they were lowered to woodcutters. There was a punishment that came upon these people because of their deception. But they were so anxious to try to figure out a way to deceive Joshua and his people because they understood who was with them. There are people who will see what is on you, and they will be anxious to connect themselves to you because they understand where God is bringing you. And many of you don't even understand the glory that's on you right now. And what I mean by that is, I used the example before of Moses. When Moses would go up with God, right, and then he would come back down to the people, he would have to veil himself because the glory of God would be shining on his face. And there's some of you right now, you're shining, 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 all right? And they can see that glory that's on you. They can see that you were up high with the Lord. And now that you have come down, there's people who want to attach themselves to you. I told many of you that you are, you're in this in-between place right now. You Josephs, you Esthers, you Ruths, okay? There's greatness on your life. But you're in this in-between place where it says, Naomi says to Ruth, my daughter, shall I not find rest for you? She tells her to go get cleaned up. Go before Boaz, right? She's in that between place. She's not a wife just yet. In between place. Some of you are there. Some of you are in that Harlem, like Esther. You're being prepared. Some of you are in that in between place, like Joseph. You're in that place of preparation where the Lord is preparing you, cleaning you up before you're presented to the king. But people know who you are. There are people who sense who you are in the spirit that want to attach themselves to you. And many of you need to be careful because they know you're about to be presented before kings and queens, and the Lord is about to do something that this like the enemy senses elevation is here. He's like the caterpillar and the ant. They smell it on you. All right. The Lord is wanting you to be aware that the enemy is aware of you and aware of your arrival and also aware of what's on you. the glory of God that is on you, the favor of God that is on you in this time. And there are many that are wanting to attach themselves to the blessings that God has upon your life. Many of you need to be like the widow and her 2 sons that go into that room and close the door behind them as God performs the miracles in your life. It's time for many of you to be quiet. Stop trying to take the carry along with you, and make sure that no deception is coming into your camp, attaching itself to the blessings that God has on your life. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I encourage you to get into this word yourself. I also encourage you to bring this word back to the feet of God and ask him about it. Ask him about me, this ministry, etc. Study Joshua 9 for yourself and allow the Holy Spirit to speak to your spirit. I will talk with you guys soon. Bye, y'all.